Lesson 2. Working with shortcuts and widgets. Now that we're all set up with the Google Play Store, I'd like to go over a couple of basics. Starting with these three icons. These three icons usually represent the physical buttons on your phone, such as the back button, the home button, and the recent task button, or menu button, depending on your phone. The back button will navigate you back by one space within applications. It'll do this all the way to the home screen, and then it doesn't have anywhere to go. The home button is your safe button. Anywhere you are on your phone, you can tap the home button, and presto, you're back home. If you don't go straight back home, it might be a good idea to reboot, because something might have went wrong. And this one is a recent task button. By tapping it, it brings up all these little tiny windows. What these windows are your different applications that you have running in the background. They're shortcuts. If you want to go back to an application you were working on after a phone call or something, tap this, and then just tap on the application you'd like to go back to. Usually it cuts you straight back into the screen. Sometimes you have to restart. Lesson 2. Working with shortcuts. But that depends on the application. Those can be useful, but if you have too many applications running in the background, your phone starts to go slow, and it eats more battery the more applications you have running. The reason for this is that your phone is doing all these things. Phones aren't really that good at multitasking. It can multitask a couple of things, but not a lot. That's why it's a good rule of thumb that whenever you're using your phone, every 30 minutes or so, try to remember to close them out. It'll save you battery, internet, and time because your phone will be running at optimum. If you don't have this button, try doing a shortcut like this. Just hold down the back button, or the menu key, or the center key, the home button. Some shortcuts are different though. Like on this phone, if we hold the home button down, it cuts us straight into a Google search. Pretty convenient, huh? And if we hold down the recent apps button, look at that, we get the menu key. That's funny. If you don't have it still, you might be running on an older version of Android. So it might be a good idea to download a task manager to deal with this. We can do that by going into the Google Play Store. Right up here, type in the words Task Manager. And when you're looking for an application, try to remember, the more stars it has, usually the better the application performs. What these stars are ratings from other users. So we select one, and tap Install. Now it's asking for permissions. It basically wants the permission to do whatever it needs to do on your phone. So accept, and it's installing. Okay, now let's open it up. And here's a list of all the applications we have running. If you notice, some applications we haven't even looked at. That's okay. Just close them all out. They turn on, or some of them do anyway, That's because your phone needs some of these applications running in the background. On the newer versions, they don't let you know about that, but they're still there. It's the basic functions of the phone, stuff that you don't need to know. Now I want to go over the notification bar. The notification bar tells you all the notifications you have in your phone, such as recently downloaded applications or updates, text messages, and missed phone calls. Some notifications you can just swipe off like this. Others, you might have to actually go in and view. Next, I want to go over this little cog. This little cog in the corner is a shortcut to your settings. Some phones have it, some phones don't. And some phones have another icon right next to the cog. If you tap it, it's a shortcut to a bunch of toggles. This one doesn't have that. Usually, KitKat does. Instead, the toggles are right here. What toggles are their on and off switches for certain settings on your phone, such as GPS, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. I'll go over what all that stuff does later on. You can edit your toggles, usually by swiping over like this, and then tapping edit. Now you can slide the toggles up and down. That changes the order of things. And you can even select the toggles you want to display. Next, we have this bar. This is the brightness bar. You might have to take it off of auto brightness to use it, and some people don't have it. Usually I like to keep my bar up as high as possible, that way I can see. I'd rather have a phone that I can see than one I can use that I can't see. The reason for the auto brightness thing is because the brighter your LCD is, the more your battery is consumed. If battery is an issue, you might want to put it on auto. Now we have the home screen. You can edit the pages that you have on your home screen like this. Just hold down your finger, and it cuts you into a menu. Sometimes, it just has these little X's in the corner. Just tap on that to get rid of an entire screen. Now these are widgets. What widgets do are their quick and easy access to certain applications, such as flashlight. This one's asking us to create a widget, so we just set one up real fast like this. I like the light bulb. Let's go with that. Now what this does is it turns my flashlight on and off. I know you can't see it, but there's a giant beam of light shooting from the back of my phone when I have this on. Pretty handy in the dark. You can also make a music player. This is just a quick access to your playlists. You can turn them on just by tapping this. Or make a weather widget. It'll tell you the weather. The weather widgets and stuff like that, the stuff that uses the internet, when you have those on, they're constantly eating internet, little bit by little bit. So if you have unlimited, they're okay. But if you don't have unlimited, you might want to think about just having a regular clock. Next, I like to go over wallpapers. Wallpapers are backgrounds for your phone. You can choose a customized wallpaper, something you've taken a picture of, like this. Now this is asking to crop, to cut some of the picture out, so it'll display correctly on your phone. Unfortunately, there's no way to turn that off. You could also choose a stock wallpaper, something that came with the phone, or a live wallpaper, something that interacts with you. I like live wallpapers, but they consume battery, and a lot of it. So be cautious about that when installing wallpapers. You could also download some from the Google Play Store, including really cool live ones. Next is the app drawer. The app drawer is where you initially have all your applications. This is your main storage. If you'd like to make a shortcut, so you don't have to deal with the app drawer, you could grab it like this and pull it straight to your home screen. Sometimes when you download an application, the Google Play Store will automatically put a shortcut on your screen. You can get rid of these shortcuts by holding them down and moving them over to the trash. If you want a quick way to uninstall an application, you can go in your app drawer and take an application straight to the trash, usually. Sometimes you might have to slide it over to app information and then just tap uninstall. Either way. Not all phones have this feature, unfortunately. Okay, that's about it. And I'll see you in lesson 3.